Welcome home. Alright, so a lot of people have been counting out Fallout 3 Remastered after the reveal of Fallout 76. And after the reveal, I was still planning on doing a speculation video on Fallout 3 Remastered showing up at E3, but apparently it won't have to be all speculation. There's quite a bit of evidence backing up the announcement at E3. Let's get started with the most recent bit of information, which seems to be a leak from an actual credible source about Fallout 3 Remastered being at E3 this year. Now, I would like to make it clear this could be 100% bullshit, so take this with a grain of salt. However, this comes from the same Reddit user that claimed Bethesda were announcing Fallout 76 before it was even revealed. They were also one of the sources claiming it would have an online component and have a large focus on building mechanics. They ended up being right about it being Fallout 76 when nobody believed them, and now articles are claiming it will indeed have online components and may be inspired by games like Rust and DayZ. So I say that makes them quite a credible source for the following leaked information. So what am I talking about? Redditor So Meh, in the comments of his Fallout 76 prediction, was asked if a Fallout 3 Remaster would be at E3, to which the user replied with a very basic answer. It is. That's all they were willing to answer. It's worth mentioning they've now deleted that comment, making the comment a little less believable. He did, however, keep his response, "Sorry, can't go into further detail," in the responding comments. The reason behind the deletion of the comment, I'm not quite too sure. Go ahead and leave your opinions in the comment section. But that's not the only leak that leads us to believe a Fallout 3 Remaster is coming. Do you all remember that Nintendo conference leak, which included Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition, that everyone blew off because it was just a printed out piece of paper? Yeah, well, it looks like it's becoming more believable as time goes on. We're getting quite a bit of evidence that is now backing up this previous leak. Redditor So Meh also validated that this leak is real. That's not the only thing though. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, which were both listed in the Nintendo leak, were just announced this week on Tuesday as the first Pokemon games for the Nintendo Switch. Two massive games on that list have now been officially announced, as well as the Redditor that claimed Bethesda were announcing Fallout 76 before the reveal even happened. That gives this Nintendo leak some serious ground to stand on. Now you may be questioning, why would Bethesda release Fallout 3 Remastered alongside Fallout 76? Wouldn't that add competition for their new game? Well, the answer is kind of yes and no. A remaster for Fallout 3 would put them in a safe place as they already know it's something people want. Fallout 76 is taking the franchise in a different direction, which won't settle well with many fans, as they have an expectation for Bethesda Game Studios titles. They have an expectation for Fallout and the Elder Scrolls, single-player open-world RPGs. The same thing over and over again. They're switching up that formula this time around, and people are already getting upset just at the rumors alone. Not only is it a smart move to save face for Bethesda Game Studios if Fallout 76 isn't a commercial hit, but it's also Fallout 3's 10th anniversary this year. Fallout 3 was the first Fallout game developed by Bethesda Game Studios, making it quite a special game for them. And they've also learned the success of remasters with the release of Skyrim Special Edition. All of this in combination with the massive size increase of Bethesda Game Studios over the last few years since Fallout 4, they're doing a lot. We know that it's apparently Bethesda Game Studios Maryland and Bethesda Game Studios Austin that are developing Fallout 76, which leaves out Bethesda Game Studios Montreal, the team that wrapped up the work on Skyrim Special Edition. So they now have some good experience with the creation engine and the porting process. You also have to remember that the entirety of each development team isn't working on the same project at once. They all balance multiple big projects. They also have developers from other ZeniMax studios assisting with the development of their big games as well, so keep that in mind. Fallout 3 Remastered, although it would be a lot of work since it is on a much older version of the Gamebryo engine, it's not like the Skyrim to Skyrim Special Edition port where they just had to bring it from an older creation engine to the newer creation engine. It still wouldn't take BGS that long to develop because of their massive size and because the entire game is already laid out for them. We also have to keep in mind they might have started development of this like 3 years ago. They knew that the 10th anniversary was coming. They don't have to write scripts, design quests, create a world space from scratch, design characters. All of that work is already laid out for them. They would just have to recreate the assets and do some translation work between the old Gamebryo engine and the newer creation engine. And all of this only matters if they're doing a full remaster of the game in the new engine. they might just be doing a polished up version of the game in the old ass engine. I personally think it would be a full-on remaster in the new engine, but who knows? They could definitely disappoint us with this. On top of all this, according to new information from the Fallout 4 New Vegas mod team, the Fallout 4 Capital Wasteland project team was apparently within legal realms for using the audio files, but Bethesda's EULA was what denied them from continuing on with the project, at least if they wanted to use the original audio files. Their discussion with Bethesda apparently couldn't get them past the EULA, so in the end it turns out Bethesda indirectly denied them the ability to continue on making the project the way that they had planned, which ended up in the cancellation of the project. If Bethesda truly wanted to support the awesome community project, I'm sure they could have figured something out. So maybe this was their easy way of shutting down the project because they're already remastering Fallout 3 themselves. But that's just a little bit of crazy speculation. I want to try not to think of Bethesda shutting down a project like this because of those intentions, but they could have been working on this project for quite some time, and this could have been their easy way of shutting down the project. If you want to know why I think it will be a full remake of Fallout 3, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll go ahead and make a video on that. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fights if you haven't already. It would be super greatly appreciated, as always. And until next time, this is Epoxy, signing off.